Hello there. As I said, this photoshoot is going to be faceless, and in this video I'm going to walk through with you on my process how I prepared and executed this photoshoot. And first thing first, I found this artist on Instagram and I really loved her works. I really wanted to collaborate with her. She said yes, but only if her face will not be visible on the pictures. And at first I thought maybe it's not gonna happen, but then I realized that there are many ways to hide her face. So I came up with this idea, which I have already done in my past. There are some changes, minor ones, but the main idea is the same. The model's face is not visible, and this is exactly the thing I need to do. My first step was to get myself a film like this. This one is basically a protective film from paint to protect your walls or your floor. As you can see, it is kind of transparent, but you still can see me. And as soon as I found this film, I immediately thought it's gonna be like a perfect match. It is a huge film. I bought it for $5, so it's not really expensive. And that was basically the only expense for this photo shoot, because the frame, I knew that she is the paintress. She has a lot of frames. I asked her. Now the tech part. I've been using my GFX 50S2 along with my favorite lens that I use all the time. This is my one and only lens that I use for photography at the moment. It is a Mitacon 65mm lens. I didn't use any additional filters on the lens. I just use it as it is because, you know, we already have a lot of blur happening, so I didn't have to use any like black mist or whatever mist filter. And I didn't use any tripods. I just handheld it the whole photo shoot and it was alright. Because I've seen the pictures, I've seen that there are a lot of light coming from the huge window, and there was quite enough of the light. And indeed, there was enough light for the pictures. Speaking of the light, I used only natural light, so I placed a model and the whole frame thing perpendicular to the light source, which was coming from the window. If I would place it directly in front of the window, it would be really complicated because I would have a lot of reflections on the film and it would be just terrible. My camera settings you will see right now on the screen. I was not changing my settings because we had the constant light, we didn't have any clouds, whatever. We did the whole photo shoot in just 1 hour, so I didn't change any setting on my camera. So the plan that I had in mind is to first take some photos just with the film, then to paint the film slightly, and then I wanted to cut through the film and, you know, just do something with the hole in the film. I was really lucky because the model was posing really dramatically, which I love. She did a really great job because it's really complicated to make some poses, to feel the poses, to feel the vibe, and to recreate it with just movements of her hands. And it's really a great job. Really applaud to her for her job. That was really fantastic. We got some really nice shots from the just film with no paint. I really love them. We had a lot of really tons of pictures, good pictures, so it was really complicated to walk through all of the pictures and find the ones that I really love more than others. Then the second part, to paint the film, this is where unexpected problem happened, which was quite obvious, but I didn't think of it. It's really complicated to paint a film like that. Paint does not stick to the surface of this material, so it was quite tricky, but we just, pushed a little bit, added more paint, and eventually we got something like this. I really loved what we got. I think that these are my favorite pictures from the entire photo shoot because I really like the stroke, how she painted it and how the red color performed on the pictures with the given color vibe. And by the way, I completely forgot to mention that I had to set up the whole scene a little bit from ground zero because as I said, I was using the Mitacon 65mm and her studio, her room is quite small, so I basically couldn't fit her in the frame of my Midicon 65. I just didn't have enough space, and the only option for me to fit her in the frame of the picture is to shoot from the hole, outside of the room. As you can see, of course, the background is better here, but I just couldn't take any pictures from there. Probably the first time ever I questioned if probably I need to get another lens just to make sure that I have enough space just in case. So yeah, I had to move a little bit of greens to this part of the room, and this is something I am really proud of because I remember myself being not as experienced as I am right now, and I didn't even think of the possibility to change your background, that you can move things around. If you don't like something, you can just put it here. No, if you don't like, put it somewhere out of the frame. It's not like I'm bragging or something. I'm just proud that I noticed it and I executed this. Again, a huge respect to the model because she did a great job, just a fantastic job with her posing. I worked with a lot of models, and sometimes it's really complicated to get a nice pose to match the vibe that you have in your mind and the vibe you have on the set. So it's really nice when you have this, when you match the vibe. Then before actually cutting the frame, we decided to try to take some pictures with the sword and with the face masks. I don't know, maybe we should have spent more time on this part. I think the main problem was that I've seen already some pictures that I really liked so much that at this point of the photo shoot, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. I got what I wanted, maybe. Or it just didn't work for me at all, the sword and the face mask. Maybe it was too much, Anyway, we took some pictures with the sword and with the mask. Then we penetrated the film. The film was quite strong, I would say. It was really complicated to just tear it apart, so I had to cut it with the scissors. At the end, it looked like that. The picture is nice. I got only one picture edited, so I'm gonna show you only one of them. The picture is nice. I really love it. But if you compare this picture to any of the picture from the second part of the photo shoot, it's just like it doesn't make any sense. First of all, it has a bit different vibe from what I had in the second part. And second, it's just worse than the second part. Yeah, and having the whole frame torn apart and realizing that I already have a lot of pictures that I do love, I just decided to end the photo shoot. I think I showed you the original image and the edited picture. I did some color grading. I didn't do anything like the retouch or reshape thing. Basically I made a preset and I used it for every single picture from this photo shoot. And this is probably one of the rare examples where the presets actually can work well. In my opinion, I would not recommend you to buy any presets from anyone because you always need to have the exact same input that they had. You know what I mean? In order to match the colors, the light, the background, the whole, it's really complicated. Anyway, I really loved the pictures. I think they are stunning. I love the vibe. I am not proud of many of my works, but these ones I love. Basically, this is why I'm making this entire video explaining how I took them. Because I know that if I saw these pictures like 10 years ago, I would just sell my soul to know how they've been taken. So yeah, this is basically the reason why I'm sharing this video with you, because I just want you to know how I took those pictures, and it's not that hard. It's really simple. There is no extra magic around this thing. I think like 60% of my pictures is just a good, proper color grading. Any picture can be ruined by a bad color grading. But really a lot of pictures can be saved, and not just saved, they can get dramatically better just by color grading. This is what I think happened here, to be honest, because if you look at the original pictures, they're like, okay, they are interesting, of course, but they are like meh. They're like good. They have potential, but the final, like, you know, sauce was in the color grading, because to make this red to pop up from the whole like picture, you know, to lower this whole yellow thing. Even though I am a huge fan of warm tones, here I went completely opposite. I made it like cool, even slightly cold temperature. I just want you to know that this is really easy. You don't need any assistance. You don't need to have a huge light source. You don't need to have tons of expensive equipment. And of course, you can say, Jean, you have a really expensive camera and lens. Yeah, I do. But the picture like this one, or this one, or that one, or all of these pictures were taken on my previous camera, which was Sony A7 Mark II, which is a really old camera today. And still I am really proud of those pictures, and they were taken in the same way. I never had any assistant on the shooting. I never had any expensive light setup. I work with the natural light and some ideas and just a good proper color grading. That's what I do. Thank you for watching. If you watched till now, I really appreciate that. It means that I did a great job, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Jean Black, over and out.